Hey y'all, I'm back again and I'm glad you got to see me. I had to come back on today because I found the part in Uncle Diesel's journal where he met his one true love for the first time. And you know, in all of the times that I've heard the family talk about Uncle Diesel and the one true love who took everything he had and left him high and dry, nobody's ever mentioned her name. But now I know. Her name is Cecilia, and this is what he wrote about seeing her for the first time. I will never forget the day I laid eyes on the perfect woman. She was the most beautiful thing I had ever seen. I felt my heart stop, and when it started again, I knew it started for her. I knew that it would only beat for her forevermore. I knew she would be mine. Her name was Cecilia, and she was from one of the richest Mexican families in town. Her hair was as black as a blackbird's wing, and the shine on it was like moonlight on rippling water. Her big brown eyes put me under a spell the first time she gave me a second look. I know I never truly loved a woman before I loved Cecilia, and I swear I will never love a woman again. Love is a killer. He was just so head over heels over her. Every person is a mixture of good and bad. And as much as Diesel declares his love and never-ending love for Cecilia, there were some things about what he wrote that bothered me. Now, I haven't read everything he's written about Cecilia, but I noticed that it took him a while to even get to saying her name, and he didn't even tell us her last name, just that she was from a prominent family. He said she was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen. I mean, right there, he calls her a thing. I'm a feminist enough to know that women are not things. Teddy bears are things, toys are things, cars are things, and you can love things, but people are not things. The way he objectifies her right there is just kind of bothersome to me. I love the way he describes her beautiful black hair and her big brown eyes. Here at the end he writes, and I swear I will never love a woman again. You know, he closed off his heart to love because of the way she treated him. I swear I will never love a woman again. Love is a killer. Talking about the way his heart was so broken that it felt dead. Swearing that he would never love another woman, to me, shows me that he's like not ever looking for love, and even more, he's going to avoid any sort of attachment to another woman. And that's a shame, but the fact that he got his heart broken by one woman is not the fault of all women in general. That part kind of makes me sad and uncomfortable. The other thing I wanted to tell y'all while I have you here is I don't have a way yet to show my stitching or to show myself as I'm stitching, but I can show you what I've been stitching, and I'm going to show you that now. I've decided to call this one Ghost in the Mott. If you get it, good for you. There's Uncle Diesel, the ghost. These are the trees. They make up the mott. So far I've added some shadows in the form of running stitches and bark in the form of seed stitches. I've added some leaves here, and these are what are called lazy daisy stitches. And I've added some stem stitches. I think these are called feather stitches. Anyway, that's the mesquite tree that's near the mott. And down here toward the bottom, that's the underbrush I've been talking about. Got Yupon, thorny underbrush, some even some blackberry, dewberry brambles. Down here is the road that I walk along when I go past the motte. And this is what I've stitched so far on this thread painting. And then the other thing I wanted to tell you about was the nightmare I had last night. Again, I'm struggling and I'm fighting and I'm drowning and I'm in water. And last night when I was under the water fighting this person, I heard a woman's voice say, "Help me, help me." And I'm thinking, I'm the one drowning and fighting for my life. How can I help you? What was also weird for me was this woman's voice was saying, "Help me, help me." Like she was right in my ear, like right next to me, and I wasn't underwater. It wasn't the voice of a woman up on land outside of the water yelling, "Help me, help me." The voice wasn't yelling at all. It was like it was in my own head saying, "Help me, help me." And if you can make something out of that, leave something in the comments below, because I couldn't figure it out. Not for nothing. And the last thing that I know you tuned in for is the earworm of the day. The earworm of the day was sent to me by someone I thought was a friend. The song is Diggy Diggy Hole. It's a dwarf song. Yes, dwarf rock. I cannot recommend that you go listen to it because it is way too catchy and it will get stuck in your head like it got stuck in my mind. And you know who you are who put this song in my head. And I want you to know, I know where you are. All right. Anyway, I love everyone out there. Love you all. Talk to you later. Love, Spike.